foundation, but they end up broke. They end up having committed themselves to something. And after years, either they've been ripped off. If they're lucky, they've looked at the contracts. If they're unlucky, then they're just guys who ended up with nothing to show for it, which I sort of touched on in that freestyle. Should definitely check it out, guys. That Red Bull freestyle. Definitely see.
Yeah, the
what I
Red Bull
put
for sure. I'll definitely be sharing it after the show. I mean, it's been doing also some crazy waves in the game. And just you speak about your legacy. I mean, in terms of artists, I mean, are there any programs that you are setting up currently with artists involved or helping
Well,
artists to maintain their career?
My heart is, you know, I've been reading a lot about some of our legends, Solomon Linda, Rinda Fassi. A lot of these guys have been ripped off horribly. A lot of these guys have had mega hits. And I mean, I spoke to one of the sons of one of the greats, and I just said, you know, this person's passed away. I'm sure the rights have fallen to you. And this guy talks to me and he says, I need to find out if some guy in England will allow me to use those rights. And I'm saying, didn't the song belong to your folks?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, but you know how it was back in the day. And it's understandable that some of these things happened under apartheid, but it's sad that these guys are signing away their gift and their talent and their rights even now, you know? And when you hear about talented people like MT, once they leave the record label, they've got nothing to show for it. There's something wrong with that. And I feel like we still have this spirit of exploitation in the industry, and that thing has to be eliminated. And I feel like, as I tell some of my friends, stop looking at it as music business. It's not music business, it's business music. The moment you want to make a career out of it, it's business music. So you need to think first business and then look at the art. Refine yourself, refine yourself, refine yourself. But when you come into that arena and you start talking about being able to look after your family, your children, leave assets behind which have value, so that's something which is very close to me. And the big thing for me is the way we think. I just feel like we don't have a great emphasis on logic. Guys are leaving school and they've got very limited logic, you know, just common sense. Like, you know, if I'm sitting with this guy, he's not doing this for me. He's not doing this to help me. He's doing this because he wants to make an extra buck and he wants to secure that buck. So let me make sure that when I read this contract, I read it properly, you know? So these are very important things for our generation. It's no use looking swag, having nice clothes, being seen on TV. And at the end of the day, when you turn 40, you've got nothing to show for it. There's something painful about that. So that's something very close to my heart. And I'm trying to figure out how I can make that constructive and proper, because I also feel like some of these rappers, they sit in the same room with you and all they want to know is what you're going to give them. And that's a wrong mentality. When the mentality should be, how can you empower me so that I don't need you? That should be the most important thing. That I know I've been successful in helping you when you don't need me anymore. That's the most important thing.
So you would say like more building a foundation for yourself.
Absolutely. Right. So that to me is the foundation I like to build. If I'm able to build a name from it, that's great. But I really feel like a true foundation is serving and helping other people. And right now I'm looking at this music industry and all these young, ignorant people who probably haven't really passed very well and think that the world is just going to open for them. And the truth is that it's not real and they need to be prepared for it. So, yeah.
Right, man. Yo, man, that is real talk, because in the game, I feel like there are not many stories about our upbringing. I mean, in terms of what I'm trying to achieve, I mean, I have my story to tell, but I'm trying to find a way of documenting artists, people in the art industry, people in music, entertainment, you know, documenting our stories. I feel like there's a missing link between the youth of today and
Mhm.
the elders. So I'm trying
Yeah.
to find a way of bridging that gap so people have a better understanding of the things that we talk about, the way that we dress, the
Yeah.
way that we present ourselves. So, abantu abatogi, like when they
Yeah.
see certain things. So this is what I'm trying to achieve
Yeah.
in terms of Hip Hop Nation TV, the T-Man show. So this is what I'm trying to achieve. I feel like
Yeah.
in the game today, there are not many lessons being taught or being told by the artists that are in the game currently at this
Yeah.
moment in time.
Yeah.
Um, so, what are you in terms of like storytelling? Are you going to be, I know you're going to be
Yeah.
shooting videos. Are you going to
Yeah.
be adding those elements in your video in terms of storytelling?
Absolutely. I feel like the African story has not been told properly. It's not enough being told from our perspective. And
Okay.
one thing which I would encourage everyone to do is to write. Write your story down, write your story of your history. I mean, if you want to see collecting stories and being able to 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 put them down physically and audibly preserves culture. It preserves legacy, and it